Cody Tracy here at SCC Fitness, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Landmine overhead press. So Landmine overhead press is a really good exercise for those who either have some shoulder issues or some limited mobility. It helps keep you out in front of yourself a little bit more versus that straight vertical press of an overhead press. A couple of different positions you can do it from: tall kneeling, half kneeling, or standing. Today we're specifically going to talk about standing, or do the standing, because we want to talk directly about what your shoulder blade does while you overhead press, and that's upward rotation. So we want to make sure that we're getting good, efficient upward rotation when we're overhead pressing. So we're going to demonstrate that a little bit. Tracy's actually a very good example of this, and what happens or should happen and what doesn't happen. One side works really well, the other not so much. So we're going to show you that here in just a second. All right, so we have Tracy set up on our Landmine. Basically the bar is just tucked in right in front of her shoulder, elbow is in nice and tight. We're starting on the bad side, so her right side's challenging side for her, and you'll see with her scapula what happens here. But basically the key thing that we want to watch with her is her shoulder. So she has a tendency to wing, or the bottom of her scapula comes off her rib cage, and I can actually get my finger in behind it pretty good. So she's set up fine just right now, but as she overhead presses, she's good. But then as she comes back down, we'll show you what happens. So she looks good here, she's nice and flat, but then at that bottom you can really see that shoulder blade pop right off her rib cage, and I can dig my finger in right behind it. I can actually kind of pull it off here if I wanted to, if I really wanted to torture her. So as we show the other side here, this is her good side. She does a much better job on this side. So she's packed in, shoulder blade flat on her rib cage. As she presses overhead, you'll notice it stays nice and tucked in, and then as she comes back down, it stays flat on that rib cage again, and she has good positioning. All right, so the key thing, and we talked a little bit about upward rotation with your scapula. So the key thing you want to take a look at is that bottom medial aspect of your shoulder blade. So it'd be down on this point here. And as she overhead presses, you want that to slide up and around in towards your armpit. So that's what we call upward rotation. That scapula is actually starting in this position and it's rotating this way as we go up. And that gives you a good pushing position, and it keeps you locked in and gets some right muscles engaged when you overhead press. So you want to make sure you have that. Most people actually kind of forget about it, and they're just moving through their shoulder versus getting that rotation and letting your shoulder function the way it should. So now as you watch this side, again, her bad side, she's flat here, it rotates fairly well, but then she loses control on the bottom. And you'll see again that it wings off and it kind of pops off her rib cage. So definitely an exercise Tracy's been working on a lot, trying to get her shoulder to function and work a little bit better. So we've been working on some serratus anterior drills, which actually connects that bottom aspect of your shoulder blade around your rib cage, just to be able to help control her shoulder blade a little bit better while she's doing her overhead presses.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. As you can tell, I need a lot of work on my right side and a little to work on the left side, but I'm always trying to keep it balanced. So give these a try. And if you have any questions, come on down 105 West Milwaukee Street. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, our website, or give us a call. Thanks for watching again.
Thanks guys, we appreciate it.